Nā aha kua ngā uauatanga o te mate korona i nā kē te tini o ngā taumahatanga kātau ki runga ki ētahi. I nā hoki ko tahi i a toko toru wāhine i Aotearoa, ka pāngia e te ringa tūkino i a tau. Me te aha he āhuatanga ka kino ke ake i te wā o te noho taratahi. No reira, i kōrero tahi māu ko Maria Bradshaw o te rau āwhina i tokoroa mo te mōrikarikatanga o tēnei āhuatanga. Tēnā koe, Maria Mōru whai wāhi mai ki a mātou o Aukaha i tēnei ata. Can you just let everybody know at home who you are and what your role is?
Kia ora, Kiriama. My name is Maria Bradshaw and I'm the manager at Te Rau Āwhina, Tokoroa Women's Refuge.
Now, we know that during lockdown level 4, the situation for some of our whānau, our mothers at home, especially our solo mothers, and with regards to domestic violence, is heightened. Tell us, what sort of situation have you found some of our wahine in the last 3 days?
So I think the key issues are that obviously families are under stress while they're in lockdown, and that stress can exacerbate violence that's been occurring in the home. In addition to that, women don't have any time on their own. They're not able to get out, to go to work, to go somewhere where they might be able to make a phone call and ask for help. So we're hearing from lots of women who are finding that violence is getting worse during lockdown, and they feel unable to seek help.
Marama Davidson from the Green Party came out this week encouraging women in domestic in violent homes to break the bubble and find shelter, find somewhere safe to stay. Are you encouraging that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some things are more dangerous than COVID, and domestic violence is one of them. So there's an absolute priority around safety. Sure, we want to keep ourselves safe from the virus, but if you've got a much more immediate threat in your home to your health and well-being and the safety of you and your children, then that needs to be the priority. So, yep, COVID lockdown, but domestic violence takes priority, and safety from that takes priority.
And so have you had to aid someone in the last, since lockdown was imposed on Tuesday? Have you had to try and help someone out in that situation?
Yeah, we absolutely have. So there's the woman that we needed to get urgently out of town with 2 little children. She was in immediate danger of being seriously harmed. So we worked with police to get her out of that unsafe bubble, find her somewhere safe to go, and make sure that she had everything that she needed when she got to her place of safety. We've had another woman who's separated from her partner, but during lockdown, he was turning up at her place and stalking her and perpetrating violence. And we've put an alarm into her home, which is connected with the police station. And we've done home security upgrades. So we've changed out locks on doors and windows, put in security lighting. You know, in Refuge, we just do whatever it takes to keep people safe, and every situation's unique, but there's an awful lot that we can do. We've got lawyers on standby for organising protection and parenting orders that can all be done over the phone and done really quickly. Yeah, all sorts of things that we can do to keep people safe.
Well, in the first lockdown, the civil defence was called in. It was declared a civil emergency. This time, not yet. How does that affect the ability to get resources and assistance tautoko to some of these whānau?
That's added an extra layer of complexity for us. Civil Defence were amazing partners during the previous lockdown. We were able to call them and say, we've got a woman who needs to be transported out of town. We've got a woman in a remote rural area who needs a food parcel or some winter jammies for her kids. And Civil Defence swung into action and did all that for us while we provided the other supports, the connection with lawyers and emotional support. This time, Civil Defence can't do that because there's been no declaration of a state of emergency. So that means my staff are having to go out a lot more and have a lot more contact with whānau.
Now, the lockdown has been extended for a further 3 or 4 days, and it's looking likely that it'll go beyond Tuesday. What sort of advice do you have to some of our wahine or whānau at home who will be in these dire situations?
You deserve better than this. You absolutely deserve to be safe. The things I heard from women last lockdown were, well, it's not that bad. He's not punching me in the face and I'm not bleeding. Being yelled and screamed at, being threatened and coerced, threatening to take your children away from you, constantly telling you how useless and stupid you are, that's abuse, and you don't deserve to have that during lockdown. Worrying that if the police turn up, there are cannabis plants on your back doorstep or you're collecting a benefit you're not entitled to. Nobody cares about that right now. We just care about your safety. Thinking that you might get into trouble for breaching level 4 lockdown by leaving home. Please don't worry about that. The government has given a clear message that safety from domestic violence trumps the need to stay in your bubble. All those reasons that women might think that they don't need to take any action or nobody's there to help them, they're just not true. One of the things I want to remind whānau is that your children will tell their children and their grandchildren about this pandemic and about lockdown. You want to think about what they'll be saying. Will they be telling a story of quality time with mum and dad, of board games and watching movies together and feeling safe and supported and loved? Or will they be telling the story of hiding in the bedroom, listening to mum being beaten and abused, listening to constant criticism of mum and put downs, feeling afraid? Get out if you need to, and we are here 24/7 to help you do that safely.
How can they access the services of the Women's Refuge, Maria?
So Women's Refuge is available 24/7 on a free phone number, 0800 Refuge. So you can call that day and night, and that will be answered by a real person, a woman just like you who's been through what you've been through in many instances. If things are really dangerous, then call 111. And if you can't speak, if it's not safe to speak, call 111 and then hit 55. The police will know that you're in a family violence situation and you need help, but you can't speak.
Maria Bradshaw from the Tokoroa Women's Refuge in Waikato, tēnā koe I o kōrero, me a koutou mahi nui ki te tiaki I a tātou wahine. Ka te hae te iwi ka whakairi a ngā kaupapa ki te pātū o te whare I tēnei pō. He oi hei a pōpō putai te karere a te pirimia mo te anamata o tēnei rāhui. Engari kia tōwaitia te kōrero kia tātou, kia noho haumaru, kia takai. Engari kia tauhoki te mauri. Pō Marie.